Finding Dory, Pixar's new film, which is a sequel to Finding Nemo, is out after many years of production. I mean, this movie was supposed to come out like when? Like how many years back? I mean, this idea was pitched years ago, like 5 years ago, if not more. I already heard that this movie was coming out, and it's been a while since we got anything. And then earlier this year, we started getting trailers for this movie, and I saw the first trailer, and nothing really drew me to this film. Then they released like 2-3 more trailers, and I didn't even bother looking at them. There was just no interest. I think I liked the first Finding Nemo, and there really was no need for the second film. This was going to be another unnecessary sequel. Why do we need to have this movie? Why does Dory have to have her own adventure? She can be quite an annoying character if you think about it. So her having her own movie, I mean, look how bad Minions went. We thought, oh yeah, these Minions, they look so cute and adorable, and we like them in Despicable Me. Let's let them have their own movie. And that was like one of the worst animated films I saw. Probably the worst animated film I saw last year, at least. I don't know. That was terrible. That was such an annoying movie. So when it comes to this movie, I was like, okay, this character is going to get annoying. She keeps forgetting every like 10 seconds because of her memory problems. How is this movie might just be another bomb. So going into this movie, not much expectation, but this movie's actually pretty good. It's not as good as the first film, but again, there are things to like about this movie. As always, the animation is good. You gotta give props for that. The voiceovers are really good. Ellen DeGeneres, I think, does a really good voiceover. And the thing is, I didn't get annoyed by Dory. I thought the first like 20 minutes of the movie was really touching. It was such a sad moment of the movie. But then the humor, it does pick up and the mood does lighten. The pace of this movie is pretty fast, so there aren't any moments where you're thinking, okay, can they hurry up and stop developing some of these characters? Because they do add new characters to this movie. Like, we don't see any of the old characters from the first Finding Nemo. Well, we do see the turtle, but otherwise it's new characters. Pretty much, this is what I'm saying. This is pretty much exactly Finding Nemo, only from Dory's perspective. This is exactly what I was thinking. Maybe they shouldn't have made this film, but it is a fun film, and it is a good animated film. Is it the best animated film I've seen this year? No, I think Zootopia is still better. It's probably better than Kung Fu Panda 3. It's just, the story feels a bit overused. I mean, it's literally the same exact story from Finding Nemo. Fish looking for fish, it's the same thing. But I can't complain. The film itself was good. I liked the character of Hank, the octopus, or the septopus, whatever you want to call him. I like that character. Those two other characters, the whale and the manatee, didn't really care for in the movie. They were okay. Didn't really care for them. What I liked in the first movie were the sharks. We didn't get any sharks in this movie. A bit of a bummer. So again, the fact that the story feels familiar kind of hurts the movie because you already know how it's going to end. You saw the first movie, you know how it ends. Well, pretty much already laid out the ending to this movie. And the fact that the last 30 minutes of the movie were probably the weakest point of the entire film kind of hurt this movie. The first hour of the film is really good, and then it's like they ran out of ideas, and they're like, wait a minute, this movie's only an hour long right now. We gotta add another 30 minutes at least worth of content because you can't just end the movie here. So they started throwing all these different endings at you. It became really clustered the last 30 minutes of the movie. We just had so much crap happening within those 30 minutes that it's like you thought the movie was going to end there, and then, wait a minute, no, they're going to have something else happen. This happens, and you're thinking, well, okay, now it's going to end. No, something else happens. Just, they started, like, playing with things. Okay, something's going to happen here. We'll probably be able to stretch it for a good 20 minutes. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that only lasted 10 minutes. Let's add something else to this. Let's add something else. And that really kind of hurt the ending. And then once they actually settle on an ending on how Dory was going to find her parents and everything, that felt a bit rushed. You were supposed to it was supposed to be like a really emotional moment where she meets with her parents, or or if she finds her parents, that would have been or should have been a really emotional scene. And that ending, it just didn't get me any emotion at all. Like in the beginning of the movie, it's really emotional. It's really sad what happens, and in the last half hour, you're supposed to care, right? That was lacking because that ending, just so too much things happening. It felt really rushed. One of the things that actually took me out of the film kind of was that there's a lot of moments in the movie that are like really planned out. if something weren't to happen exactly at that specific moment, this movie would have been over like an hour before it even was supposed to end. The timing, like everything that happens that is supposed to help Dory on her path to finding her parents, like happens. Like she's like the luckiest fish ever, because these things just happen to happen where she's at. She notices these things. It's like, wow. If she decided to swim up to that location like 30 seconds later, she'd be screwed. Or if she didn't look out the window, she'd be screwed. So it's things like that that remind you that you're actually watching a movie. But overall, Finding Dory was an enjoyable movie that exceeded my expectations of the movie, probably a lot of other people's expectations of the film as well, and I'm going to be giving Finding Dory a B-. So, not bad for a sequel, but let's not make a third movie. This movie's going to do really well in the box office. It might even top Independence Day Resurgence. I don't want to see a third movie. I mean, I know there's this obsession with the trilogy thing, but let's not do it for this one. I do not want to see Finding Marlin, okay? You know, Dory teaming up with Nemo to find Marlin. But it's probably going to happen. It's inevitable. But if we're going to do that, bring the sharks back. Bring the sharks back. But otherwise, let's not make a third one. It's going to be pretty much Kung Fu Panda. That entire trilogy is the same exact story. So, same thing here. We're going to get the same exact story with some tweaking to the plot, maybe some new characters. We really don't need it, okay? We technically didn't even need this movie. It was a good movie, it was decent enough, but we don't need a third one. So let's not make that happen, and just Pixar, come up with something else. We don't need to make unnecessary sequels just to get money. I mean, don't steep down to that level. But anyway, guys, that is my review of Finding Dory. If you've seen this film, comment down below what your thoughts were on the movie. Did you like it? Did you think it was better than the first film? And do you think there should be a third movie? Comment that down below in the comment section. As always, you can hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I will see you guys next time for more unboxings, reviews, and movie news.